Good? Okay. As educators, we certainly want to be competent in what we teach and how we teach. But of equal importance is the relationships that we build with our students. To look at students merely through an academic lens is really only one part of the equation. The other part of the equation is to really build solid relationships with our kids. The notion of being colorblind is really a disservice to kids. In essence, it's saying that race and all the implications that race has on life experiences really is irrelevant. Not only do we as educators need to recognize the differences in our students that make each of them unique, we need to nurture and celebrate those differences. The way that we do that is through building relationships with students. I got lost there.
It's okay.
That was perfect.
That was great.
That was awesome, Mike.
Natural.
Well, I don't know about that. Okay, can I pick up with the last part then that Tracy and I did?
I
Or do
think
you want me
so.
to go through it again?
No, I think.
You pick up. Let's do
I think
it.
you can just pick up.
Okay.
Yep, and then we'll do it again.
Okay. Can I just start? Is that, okay. As you listen to these video clips on self-discovery, I lost what you
Okay.
added. Just listen to where each child is on his or her journey. Okay. Okay. As you listen to these video clips on self-discovery, just listen to where each child is on his or her journey. What these kids are saying is really that they just want to be known and to be valued.
Awesome.
I can try and do it in one
Great.
take.
Yeah, yeah. Just
You
we'll
want me
do
to
it
try?
a couple more times
Okay.
and just.
That was so good, Mike.
Well,
I mean, I'm.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. I don't know if I can do a better job. I'll try.
We'll just go through it a couple more times and we'll take the best.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
As educators, we certainly want to be skilled in what we teach and how we teach our students. But of equal importance is the relationships that we build with each child. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
This is
I'm
this
good.
is how
I'm
they
good.
do it. And
All right. All right.
Part of it's when you've done it perfectly. It's hard. It really is
All right.
hard to capture it. I'm going to go out because that might help.
Can I
you.
just start? Is that okay?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, wait till she goes out. Okay.
Okay. As educators, we certainly want to be skilled in what we teach and how we teach our students. But of equal importance is really knowing students as individuals. If we look at students purely through an academic lens, we really miss the mark. The other part of the equation is knowing students and all the unique attributes that they bring each day to school. The notion of being colorblind is really a disservice to kids. What it is saying, in fact, is that race and all the implications that race has on life experiences really is irrelevant. What we need to do is not only to recognize the differences in our students, we need to celebrate and nurture those differences. As you listen to these video clips, really hear where each child is on his or her journey of self-discovery. What it comes down to is two things. Each child wants to be known and to be valued.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great.
That's
That's
great.
great.
I think I stuttered there a little bit, but
No, it's natural.
okay.
You want to try it one more time?
Okay.
And at the end of it, just look at
Stay?
the. Yeah, just stay
Okay.
there. Don't.
Okay. Is it rolling? Is it?
It's still
Okay.
going.
As educators, we certainly want to be skilled in what we teach and how we teach our students. But looking at students through an academic lens is really only one part of the equation. The other part of the equation is really knowing students as individuals. The notion of being colorblind, in fact, says that I got it all wrong on that.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Nope, no worries.
All right, you're patient. Okay. As educators, we certainly want to be skilled in what we teach and how we teach our students. But of equal importance is knowing our students as individuals. If we look at students merely through an academic lens, then we really have missed the mark. The other part of the equation, I think I already said that. Maybe I didn't. Okay, let me try one more time, see if I can do any better. All right. As educators, we certainly want to be skilled in how we teach our students and what we teach our students. But of equal importance is really knowing our students as individuals. If we look at our students through merely an academic lens, then we really have missed the mark. The other part of the equation is knowing and building relationships with our students. The notion of being colorblind is really a disservice to children. What it is saying, in fact, is that race and all of its implications that it has on life experiences really doesn't matter. As educators, we need to not only recognize the unique aspects in our students, we need to nurture and celebrate those aspects. This celebration comes through building true relationships with kids. As you listen to these video clips on self-discovery, listen to where each child is on his or her journey of self-discovery. What these kids are saying really amounts to two things. One, they just want to be known, and two, they just want to be valued.
Awesome. Okay, whenever you're ready.
In Mason City Schools, we are blessed to have a wide diversity of races, of religions, of cultures, and of beliefs. And so then we have to ask ourselves, why is equity work so important? All of our students have only 1 year at 2nd grade or only 1 year in 10th grade. And so it's really critical that we as educators keep this charge in mind and we think about what is the best way that we can help them achieve academically, socially, emotionally. In other words, our charge is to help our students become their personal best. And equity is a part of that. We have to be very intentional about about access for students and making sure that no student is left behind or is hindered by their race, their religion, their socioeconomic status, or their beliefs or cultures. I think it is our job as educators to inspire hope in students. Hope is one of the factors that is most influential in how a student approaches college or approaches life. As educators, we have a tremendous responsibility, and we can also have a tremendous impact on students and on their sense of hope and on their sense of efficacy. And that's why this diversity work is so important. Do you want me to say, we're in the business to help kids, I already said that, success. I think one of the other charges that we have is to eliminate the racial achievement gap and the achievement gap that we have based on socioeconomics in Mason. And one of the ways that we can do this is by creating a sense of belonging in students. Every student ought to be able to walk down the halls feeling as if they belong, as if they're going to be challenged, as if we're going to hold high expectations for them, and also as if they matter to us. Education is supposed to be liberating. Every year as a leader, I have access to over 11,000 students. And that is a tremendous responsibility. As teachers, we have access to a great number of students every year. I'm sorry. And so we count on you as educators to help them learn new content, new skills, as well as to grow to reach their potential. Do you want me to say anything else?
No,
I can make a difference. I can have an impact.
What do you think?
Confidence.
I think that was great. I honestly.
All right.
We're blessed to have a rich variety of cultures.
I'm sorry, could you start over there? Okay.
We're very blessed in Mason to have a rich variety of cultures, of races, of socioeconomic. Well, I don't want to say socioeconomic.
Okay.
So I'll start over. Sorry about that. We're very blessed in Mason to have a wide variety of cultures, of races, of beliefs, and of religions within our schools. And it's our responsibility to make sure that each student feels a sense of efficacy, that we help them grow academically, socially, and emotionally each year, that we create a sense of belonging in our students. Each student needs to feel as if he or she can walk down the halls and they belong, they're cared about, they're important to us. One of the ways that we can,
Go, keep going.
Okay. All of the kids deserve to feel as if they're part of an outstanding educational system and as if we hold high expectations for them, but also that we care about not only their academics but their well-being. All of our kids, as we learn about diversity, as we learn about equity, as we learn to celebrate cultures and to understand one another, all of our kids are enriched. Is that enough? Do you want me to say?
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think we've got.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Do you remember a hurtful comment that was made in your youth? I often wonder why, after so many years, that still sticks into our mind. As educators, we went into this profession to really impact the lives of those that we teach and of those that are around every day. You know, we want to make a positive difference, and however, you know, some of our best intentions to do that don't always go the way that we planned, and so consequently, you know, they don't yield a high impact for us. Many times, we really don't know the end result of our intentions, and you know, I think that's essential to understanding human nature for us. It's really, really important. We need to know that what we're doing is enriching the lives of others, that it brings growth and it brings understanding versus causing hurt to other people. Ian Percy said that we judge others by their behavior, but we judge ourselves by our intentions. And that's really important to remember because we often have different expectations for others than we have for ourselves. One of the most important lessons that I've learned in this equity work is that I have a lot to learn. And as a result of that, one of the most prolific revelations of that is that I need to continually be open to multiple perspectives. And those multiple perspectives are important because I need to believe that somebody else's reality or someone else's perceptions is their reality. And that's something that's really essential for us to get to know and understand and believe. I think when I'm really able to embrace this concept fully, then I'll be able to see individuals for who they really are and not who I really expect them to be. The impact of our words and our actions are more important than our intentions. Don't get me wrong, I think our intentions are important. I think that we need to have our heart in the right place when we do things. However, the second part of that is that when we do unintentionally hurt someone or unintentionally cause someone distress, we need to take responsibility for those actions. And we can do that a couple different ways. And the first one being, most important, that we create an atmosphere of openness, that we make it okay for someone to want to have a conversation with us, to tell us about not only the great things that are going on with them, but those times that we cause them slight or we cause them hurt or harm. Our being sorry for unintentional hurt or unintentional pain is not enough. We need to take that a step further. That's only the initial step for being excellent for all kids. You know, our next step is that we need to reach out. We need to reconnect with not only those students, but their families and our colleagues in order to repair that relationship. Our students and our families, they really want to know that we see them and that we hear them and that it's beyond just them being in our classroom, but we know who they are as individuals. Our equity work reflects that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done and that we need to really increase our knowledge and to understand the kids that we come in contact with, and most importantly, be able to connect with those students that are in our rooms, that are students that we come in contact with on a daily basis, and understand those cultures that they represent as a result.
Awesome.
Wow, Tanya. That was amazing.
You seem like...
I'm sweating.
No, it was so good.
Television is not my thing.
Well, you don't look it. You
Okay, good.
You look amazing.
It's very comfortable.
Thanks.
Or do it again. One more time.
All right.
One more time.
Give me a second.
Yeah, do you want a drink? Do you want me to get you a little drink?
Yeah, I think I need a drink.
That was good. That was
Let me
really
get you a little
good.
Thank you. Yeah, that's good. One would think that when I'm in the profession that I'm in, that this would not be such a big deal, but
What's your role here?
I'm principal.
Okay.
And I can talk to my staff, I can talk to the kids, but there's something about being on tape forever.
Yeah.
That's a tad intimidating.
Well, you look really great, and it's
All right.
sound good. So, and we'll make it even better when we edit it. So
Fantastic. I appreciate that.
What school are you at?
At the
And I
middle
think-
school.
And I think yours was one of those ones that it was really important. Your framework really is the framework we needed, because some of it, some of them are kind of not, I can kind of get it. But yours is the one, intention and.
Right.
Do you remember a hurtful comment that was made to you as a young child? I often wonder why, after so many years, those comments still stick in our minds. As educators, we chose this profession to have an impact on the students that we teach and on the lives of our colleagues. We wanted to make a positive difference within their everyday existence. However, sometimes our best intentions to do those things don't always yield the results that we intend. We don't always teach those that sorry.
Okay.
Got tongue-tied.
No, fine.
Thank you.
You know what? I'm going to leave, you think. Might help if I'm not here.
It's not you. It was
Okay.
just me. Not you at all. Okay.
Can you start over? Will you start over?
Please.
Okay. Go ahead.
Do you remember a hurtful comment that was made to you as a child? I often wonder why, after so many years, those comments still stick into our minds. As educators, we chose this profession to have a positive impact on our students and our colleagues and even the parents of our community. Sometimes our best intentions don't yield the results that we want. Oftentimes we never know our impact of our words or our actions, and this can be really essential to our understanding of human nature. We need to know if we're really enriching the lives of those around us and making a difference, or if we're causing hurt or distress to them. Ian Percy said that we judge others by their behavior, but we judge ourselves by our intentions. That's a really important concept to understand and to know, that we come at this from different perspectives. One of the most important lessons that I've learned in this equity work is that I have a lot to learn. And one of the most prolific lessons that I've learned is that I need to be open to multiple perspectives. And that means that I need to be able to see people and hear people for who they are and to understand where they're coming from. But in order to do this, I need to really believe that someone else's perception of a situation is their reality. And that's sometimes very difficult to grasp and to understand. And when I can do this, I can really see and hear individuals for who they are as opposed to who I expect them to be. The impact of our words and our actions is really important to understand and to grasp. And it's more important than our intent, meaning that if we hurt someone by our comments or our actions, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what my intentions were, they're still hurt. And so therefore, I still need to take responsibility for that hurt. But we can do that in a couple of ways. One of them is being open and creating an atmosphere in which someone feels comfortable coming to us and talking with us and sharing their concern. And then being able to, the second portion of that is being able to follow up and help and learn and grow about what their concern is. Our being sorry for unintentional hurt or pain is not enough. It's only the initial step into helping us to grow and be better people. The next step is to reach out and connect to that individual, to that student, to that colleague. And we do that connection by learning and growing and being open to their perspective and to their understandings. Our students and our colleagues want us to know that we see them and that we hear them. And that's something that comes just from spending time and learning about them. This equity work has shown me that there's still a need for a lot of increased knowledge about our students as individuals and the various cultures that they represent.
Awesome. Great. And not Tracy. People tend to do that. So, okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Inclusion. Inclusion is seen as a universal human right. It embraces all people, regardless of race, gender, disability, medical, religion, or other needs. It has equal access and opportunities for all. It's getting rid of discrimination and intolerance and removal of barriers. It affects all aspects of social functioning. When the students and the, sorry.
Okay, just keep going.
Okay. In the videos that are provided about inclusion, students will often refer to feeling words such as being happy, being cared for. There's an emphasis on friends, having adult friends, and having peer friends when they feel included, fitting in, belonging, being liked, being accepted. And when they're included, they look forward and are excited to being at school. Exclusion is a deliberate act of omission, the act of forcing someone or something out. When students feel excluded, they often will use words like, I was lonely, I was scared, and I was left out. Adults can make an impact on students being included. They can acknowledge and speak to students when they see or suspect that a student is being excluded. They allow an opportunity for that student to have a voice. They facilitate opportunities to include all students. They are strategic in making opportunities available to students. They reach out and acknowledge a student and personalize their interaction. They recognize the student as an individual with contributions to be made. They find ways to celebrate and share about individuals' backgrounds through the choice and in a safe environment for the student. They observe when a student is in a group or class as the only representative of a culture. They are sensitive to the needs of that individual student and find ways to proactively avoid the isolation of a student so that they are included. We are beyond the legal limits of inclusion. As adults and educators, we have a responsibility to ensure a deep sense of inclusion for all. It's hard not to look at you guys.
Yes, I know.
No, that's good. That
Because
was
I'm used
good.
to speaking to not.
To be long.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you just talk about, especially like when you get
Okay, go
Inclusion.
ahead. No.
well, and I'll put it up here. So
No, let's try it
Try it there.
You really need it?
No.
Okay, yeah, just keep going. Let's
Okay.
try it. Let's try just go with the flow, see how it works.
Okay.
Okay.
Inclusion is a universal human right. It is the deliberate act to include all students, all people, despite race, gender, religion, medical, or other needs. When students speak of inclusion, the feeling words that they share will be that they're happy. They identify inclusion through friends, adult friends, and peer friends are a major importance when students feel included. They will identify with friends. They're excited about coming to school. They're energetic when they're feeling included. Exclusion is a deliberate act of omission, deliberately excluding people from, sorry.
Okay, go. That's
Okay.
good. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exclusion is omission. It's a deliberate act of leaving someone out. When students have references or experiences where they have felt exclusion, they will often identify with loneliness, being left out, being scared, hesitant, and not a lot of confidence when they talk about exclusion. We as adults have a responsibility and can strategically help our students to feel included. We can create opportunities strategically for our students to feel included. We can help to identify, observe, to see if students are being deliberately excluded, and we address those, and we help students to find their voice. As adults, when we get to know our students as individuals and identify them and personalize with them, it helps to not only model that we are including them, but also to make them feel included as the adult. As adults, sorry.
Okay.
um,
That's good.
yeah,
Good.
you've done. I think that's really good.
Yeah. Do you want to
And I'll just-
conclude with something?
yeah,
do
I'll
you want
just
to
conclude with the end.
Okay.
Yeah, And the one thing that you've said, but I think exclusion can be more than just deliberate. You know, I think sometimes kids feel like when you hear kids sometimes feel excluded and it may be not.
Okay.
Exclusion can be the deliberate act of omitting and leaving someone out. Oftentimes students can also identify with being excluded even if it's not deliberate. And we have a responsibility as adults to identify those and identify the feelings for students who are either deliberately being excluded or feeling excluded. We are beyond the legal limits of including all our students. We have a responsibility as adults and educators to proactively I'm sorry.
No,
That was- yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
We are beyond, sorry. Sorry, you got a lot of editing.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're absolutely fine.
We are beyond the legal limits of including our students. We as adults need to be committed and have a responsibility to advocating for our students to make sure that all our students are being included at a deep. See, I've lost.
Maybe it's that so that all of our students feel like they belong. Like you don't have to say included again. Just
Okay.
so all
That's
our
it, yeah.
all Mason students feel like they belong.
We are beyond the legal limits of included. we are beyond the legal limits of inclusion. At Mason, we as adults and educators need to be committed to making sure that all our students feel like they belong and are valued.
That's great.
All right.
Inclusion for all is a universal human right. For those to be included despite race, gender, religion, or other needs is vital for all students. When students talk about being included, they will refer to happiness. They will reference their relationships with their friends, adult friends and peer friends. They're confident, they're excited, they're energetic, and they want to be at school. When students reference and they talk about exclusion, being omitted, not belonging, whether it's intentional or non-intentional, they will talk about loneliness and fear. We as adults have to commit ourselves to strategically and proactively finding ways to make sure and ensure that all our students are being included. We can identify with our students, getting to know them on an individual basis to find out what their needs are, to strategically create opportunities to find ways to include them with adults, and include them with other peers. We can allow our students to have a voice. We can observe if they are feeling in isolation or if they're being isolated, and speak to them at an individual level to find out what their needs are and how we can help. We are no longer at the point of inclusion just at the legal limits. At Mason, we need to be committed as adult and educators to go beyond that, to have a deep sense of belonging for all our students.
Brilliant.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was waiting. You said whenever
Yeah.
you're ready, but I'm still sitting here waiting on you to say it. Okay. Webster's defines empowerment as self-actualization and lists the synonym invest. At Mason Middle School, no, sorry, we're not Mason Middle. Can we do that again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Let me just look at it one more time and figure out where we want to run with it. Okay. All right. I think I'm ready. Okay. Webster's defines empowerment as self-actualization and lists invest as a synonym. As educators, each day we strive to make investments in our children where they feel confident as learners, they strive for new heights, and soar beyond what they ever dreamed they could do. We want to make sure that our students, even when tackling difficult and sensitive material in a classroom, still feel a sense of pride and a sense of confidence to voice their opinions, share their beliefs, express any concerns. We welcome and value all of our students every day.
Good. You do one more time, and don't look away when you're done. Just look right at the camera.
Okay.
So we can.
Now, I don't know what we're going to get the next time around verbiage-wise.
But that was really great. I mean,
that was truly off the top.
That was exactly, that's
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just that's the only thing was just look
Okay.
at the camera.
Just stay there.
Yep. Just
Okay.
smile.
All right.
You did a great job.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Webster's defines empowerment as self-actualization and lists invest as a synonym. As educators, it is our responsibility to invest in our students, and this investment should give us a very profitable return. The return of self-confidence, the return where a student is able to voice their opinions, their beliefs, ask critical questions, and feel that sense of power. As educators, it is our responsibility to make sure that our students have a strong sense of self, where they feel like they are truly a member of the learning community. Every student should have a strong sense of personal worth. In Mason, it is our duty and our responsibility to empower every student every day.
Good. Right. Good.
I think it's great.
Something